Okay, it's Michael here from Michael's Card Art, and we've got to the end of the journey. And in this video, which is number 3 in the series, what we're going to be doing here is assembling and shaping and assembling the die cuts that we've coloured onto the landscape that we've chosen as our point of focus. So in summary, what we've done here, we've taken a clean piece of designer series paper. It had a landscape scene on it. We've enhanced it somewhat with some silver embossing powder that's been applied via an embossing pen. And what we've decided to do throughout the process is bring in structures, or elements I should say, that build on the landscape. So that we've got something that is eye-catching, I suppose, to put it simply. So this is how it's shaping up to go on like this. Now I'm going to shape each of these elements and I'm going to glue them, and I'll show you what the card that I've thought about will look like in this. Now I'm just wanting to put these pieces on so I can give you a complete visual insight as to where my head is. Okay, so let's just say that's there. We've got this here, and we've got our floral pieces. Now, whether we use them in rows like this, or whether we use segments that are just peppered throughout the scene, and then what we need to do is bring in a couple of sentiments and compile the card. So there's a couple of things that I want to show you in the compilation of this card. I'm going to go with this sort of a concept. So imagine this is our card base. There's a white border around it. So this here is 15 centimeters by 12.5 centimeters on this side. And I've got a mat that sits under there at 15 and a half by 13 centimeters. That will be glued to that. I'll then have this card on top of it, which will be a white card at this stage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a stencil, and I'm going to give it a boho effect to it. Now, whether I do it vertically or horizontally, I'm not sure. I think I might do it horizontally. That will sit over the top of that there, and either this stitched frame like this. So basically what you're going to see is that's what you'll see because the frame will sit over to create a 3D effect with its boho lines. It was either that, or will I cut the piece out with this? You'll certainly see a little bit more with this, but it's really pushing towards the edge of the boundaries of the picture. So we might need to really go with a slightly smaller one, but I don't think that does it justice. So I think it has to be this one here. All right. And then it will sit on a card base like this. So you've got your base card, mat, and your top card, which will be the 3D frame printout. So that's where we're at this stage. So I'll work through that with you, and as we're putting it together, we'll also do the shaping and the folding of the leaves. So the first thing I want to do now is just go and cut these measurements, and I'll give you these so that you've got them on hand. Now, I've got all of the elements I think I need now for the assembly of the card. Now, I'll just quickly give you a readout of what those measurements are. So base card is 26.5 times 15.5. We have got a mat card, because the card is horizontal delineation. We've got a matte card, and that matte card measures 15 by 12.5 centimeters. And this DSP will be glued or attached to this piece of card, and it will sit in that position there, like so. And it will have a piece cut out of it on an angle, and then it will have the various elements placed across it. So I'm going to now just attach that, move that out of the road. I'm going to attach this to the base, to this piece of card here. Both these pieces are 14.5 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Right. Now I'm just looking at these little knotty things up here. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many times you change the cutting blades, right, you will still get burrs on your paper. Now, I just stuck a tack into the, it's probably glue overkill there. However, let's just get this over here. Alright, now this has to be flush on all areas. There we go. Flush to all areas. And I'm just going to tap that into place. There we go. Right, let's just leave that there for a moment. Now, once it dries, this will then have this cut from it. I think that's good. All right. I'll take that over here, and I'll just get this cut now. And there it is there. Now, just remove the die. Excellent. So we're now going to push this out. Now, bearing in mind, this is just freshly glued as well. So, there we go. Beautiful. All right. So that will sit there like that, and this will go flush there, and this will be raised with demountables, dimensionals, demountables. Okay, so that will sit like that, and then this will sit in. All right, let's get that onto the mat. Now, before we do that, now we need to move that out of the way and bring this in, because this is the vehicle for our pieces. Okay. Right, now, let's start with, here we go. Let's start with the gum tree. And which one did we choose that we're going to use? It was this one here. So all I'm doing is, you don't have a lot of real estate, so be very careful, is I'm getting it and bending And what I'm doing is just gently stretching the cardstock and giving it, the tree, a rounded shape. Now, that is not what you want to do, to tear off a limb like that, as I've done there. However, some of these limbs you might want to turn that way to give you a slight change of direction in wind and foliage, etc., like so. Now, even with that piece missing, you can't really notice it, but it won't allow me to. So just gently, just as well, we had a second one in reserve. There we go. I wonder if we could get that one in there. I like that tree, and I'm going to put this one here. So where did the piece come off? It was this one. Right. All right, I'm going to remove those ones. And where are my scissors? And here we go. And it's really just that up there. And if we attach that back into this one, like so, there you go. All right. So what I'm going to do, just apply a little bit of glue here. And it will go in here. There we go. Okay, let that just dry for a moment. Now, we have a fence. And that fence will go, I'd say it will go to there. And once again, just gently folding. There we go. Now that will go right nicely there. And what I'm going to do, so with the use of glue dots for this one, simply because glue dots will allow you to apply an adhesive without getting it everywhere on such a small frame of the small amount of area that you've got to use to apply the glue. Now, just putting glue dots on every post, but only on the bottom. Here we go. Only on the bottom. Roll it into a bit of a ball and then attach it. There you go. A couple more. This one there. That's it. And the last one is here. That's it. There we go. Right. Now, using that as our guide, there we go, just down on the bottom, so the top is sitting open. Now this will go in here, like so. And you've got the trees backwards and forwards. Now let's get some dimensionals onto those. Now we've got, So foliage coming out this way. Foliage there. So you're putting the dimensionals on those bits of real estate that are going to be sitting on the table, if you like, or sitting on the card. And I'll go there, and that will go there. Okay. Oh, and I better put something down here. That might just be some glue. Yes, it's under the fence line. Okay, let's remove those. Oh dear. Oh, come on. Yeah. And this one. There we go. All right. So in onto, and just want to, yeah. Now let's see if that is sitting within proportion. Yes. Okay. All right. Now, I'm erring on the side of caution where we don't use the whole lot of these. We just use elements of these. So, for example, look at this. There you go. So that sits like this. And it might just be like so. And if we do it like that, then we just need to keep this very thin. And just shape it up like so. And there it is there. Okay. So they sit on the edge of the card. This one would have to be cut down a little bit here. There we go. Very fine. That's so like this, like such. Okay, so let's get those on there now. That's a lot of glue there. Cotton bud to the rescue. Okay, let's put that down here. Okay. Now, let's this little fella. Some glue. Right. Now, what I'm going to do that looks good. Now before we go any further, we just need to get dimensionals onto the card. Let's see how this looks. Right. We just need to get the card glued to the matte card first before we start getting too far ahead of ourselves. Okay, so let's get this into place first. It has to be just on the edges. Yes, okay. And then that sits there. Okay. Now then that has to sit in there like so. And what I'm going to do is just mark this. Oh, here it is. I need to mark this with precision. Okay, just let me do this. And all I'm doing is just putting some lines where that will go. Right, let's see how that looks. And that should fit. Is that what it was? Now, the dimensions. Here we go. Sorry that took so long. Now, just getting these loaded up. Okay. Just be careful how much weight you put on the card. You don't want to squash down the other elements that are already there. Okay, that's should be removed. Right. 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay. All right, let's put this in here. Alright. That looks good, that looks good. And that looks good. Now, sorry, I'm just pondering quietly as I put this together. All right, that'll do. All right, we've got that on place. Now let's get a few of these other elements in here. So we've got the Christmas trees there. And if we put those there, you're not really going to see them. So what we're going to do is see how that goes. Well, I think what I want to do there is just move that over a bit further. Okay, so let's get these loaded up with some dimensionals. Now they'll be just sitting on the bottoms of there. Okay. And this one is here. Okay. Now I'm just going to put some power in to my phone because I'm going flat. There we go. Okay. All right. And just to do away with that bit of white there, just going to just hiding us in there. Okay. All right. And we've got this bit of fence here. So we're just going to use this much because we want to see and some blue dots. We want to see a gap in the fence line so that you can look down into the view. Okay. And here's another glue dot. There we go. And one more. And it's there. Okay. Let's place these on the board. There we go. And then we've got our trees. Now, what I should not have done, I should not have put these on dimensionals because they don't need it. No, because I need some extra height. I'm going to have to, okay, take these ones up and make them double that. All right, so let's quickly do this. All right, now the pressure's on. 1, 2. Let's go. 2, 3. Oh, come on. And 4. All right, now just repeat those where we can. 1. 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And just for these border ones, where there's less support, we're just going to put these here on 2. Oh, and there you go. 3. And 4. Okay. That is a bit fiddly. 1, 2, and I probably could have paused the video for this. And 3. 4. How are you going over there? If you're doing following along, I've never known dimensionals to be so fiddly, and it's probably my application of them. Okay. All right. Oh, nothing there yet. And this is the last one. There we go. All right. Okay, now this will sit up higher than the picture. There we go. Bring it down. Oh, why is that doing that? Okay. All right, and the last couple of pieces we've got here, and you know, I think it only needs one piece coming down from there, and a couple more of these in the front. There we go, and maybe something just a little here. How's that? I think that might be just what we needed. There we go. Okay. All right. Oops. All right, just doing this here now and applying that. And the last one is here. I might just put that along this side here. Okay, let's get this glued in. There we go. Right, now we're going to, let's put some dimensionals in there. 1, 2, and 1, 2. There we go. And okay. Oh, I've got glue and glue dots everywhere. And that one is not stuck. There it is. Okay. Voila. All right. Okay. And the last thing I wanted was 2 last things. One is a sentiment, and I'm not going to bore you with how I did that. And a sentiment and an inside of the card view. So let's just do this. You should see my desk. It's covered in those dimensional things. Backing. Okay. And that looks to be pretty even if I move it over just a fraction there. There we go. Okay. All right, now there's a card, and I want a piece of card stock. And I'm going to create, let's just see very quickly. Right, I need a happy birthday sentiment, and I'm going to cut 2 of these so that I've got that. Now, you're not going to believe it, but I thought that I had been filming my completion of this card, and in actual fact I just looked down and I haven't been filming it at all. But so I apologize for that, but you've seen most of what I've had to talk about. This here, what I've done is just taken, it's from the Stylish Shapes die. I've taken this one here, and I've just cut it twice, stamped it just for you, burnished the edges with a little bit of vintage brown, and there's your card there. And when you open it, it looks like this. Now, 2 things. I'm just looking for a butterfly to put there, and I do have one in my stash. Let's just see if I can find it quickly. A little bit. Oh, here it is. I think it's in here. These are bits of pieces that have not made it to a sea light of day. Maybe it's these ones here. There's some butterflies in here, I believe. Oh, where are they? Here we go. Alright, there's a, oh, here we go. Alright, some butterflies. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Not that one. This one. So 2 butterfly profiles, and I'll show you how I do those. And I'm going to right, there we go. And on the inside of the card, gosh, I've got these dimensional things everywhere. And on the inside of the card, what I'm going to do is, I'll show you that in a moment. Let's just get some color on these butterflies. What have we got? We're going to add a little bit of extra something, Calypso coral. Let's get that into the butterfly, into the scene. It's just a little splurge of color, not too much. Here we go. You can see there the butterfly wing is taking shape very, very gently. That's it. Okay, it's one side, and then the other side. So a little darker over on the that's it. Just over here, a little darker. There we go. Now, that's enough there. And let's fold him in like so. And I'm just going to put him into this just a little bit here, like so. And then our butterfly is ready to go onto the page. And it might happen. No, I'm not happy with that colour. It isn't strong enough for that. I'm going to add some yellow to it. There we go. Oops. Alright, how does that look? Might look better over here. Yes. Okay, and there's a little colour here to have. Let's make him still a bit of red. And I put him into this here. All right, and there's another one, possibly here. All right, okay, so let's just put some dimensionals on that. One on this one. There we go. Actually, that will look perfect up there. There we go. And then this one, down here. All right. I'm sorry that has taken so long. However, we are now complete. I'll finish the card off on the inside. And I just, there we go. Now, the inside of the card, I'll just quickly grab these colours and I'll show you what I'm going to do. And need some blending brushes. So this is the inside insert that goes on the card. Let's just get some colour into this. I'm rushing that, and that's what's happening. The pad is getting... Okay. The pink, where is the pink? Here we go. Just a little bit of the pretty in pink. A little vignette style is all that's needed, I suppose. In each of the corners, there you go. Oh, and look what's happened. We've got a burst of pinks and colours, and I cannot use that. I cannot use that. All right, I'm going to do the inside off air, and if you wish to see what it looks like, please come back and have a look. But I don't want to spend any more time making the compilation of the card. So here we go. It's we've looked at, in this card there were 3 videos. The first one was choosing a suitable landscape vehicle, and also looking at suitable dyes that you can use in a landscape. The next video was looking at the colouring of those various die cuts to suit the landscape, and the third piece was compiling the card with the various die cuts and shaping the die cuts so that you've got very much a natural 3D look that goes with the card. Now, the yellow may be questionable in why I've added that third colour, or that extra colour into the thing. It gives it a bit of pop, I think, and I think it's quite a nice card. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've learned something, and this is very naked without an insert in there, but I'll fix that up. And but most importantly, I hope to see you next time at Michael's Card Art. And what we're going to look at doing there next time will be making stencils. And here is an example of a card where we've used samples and die cuts, stencils and die cuts, I should say, stencils. The stencil is here to give us these boho stripes. How did we create those? Well, we'll see that in the next video, and using die cuts to create a still life or a scene with the various die cuts as well. So, looking forward to seeing you next time here at Michael's Card Art. Thank you.